Welcome everybody to Dysfunctional Beardos episode number 2. We're still missing our third amigo, but he'll be with us when he can. So today's smoke for me is the Romeo Julieta. It's the Reserva Real, all Nicaraguan tobaccos. It's actually really good. I've got about probably 10, 15 minutes on this one, and it's really good. I lost my first drop of ash, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I don't have the Colonel's ashtray, and I'm pairing that with the Eagle Rare. I got 3 ounces. I'm at the Monte Cristo Cigar Bar Lounge in Caesar's Palace, back in Las Vegas. I'm going to go to my local place here soon. But Sheriff, what are you smoking today?
Well, I'm trying something completely new that I've never had before. This is I'm probably going to butcher the name, Artois. It's made by the Wildfire Cigar Company. I couldn't tell you how much it cost because this I actually got as a free sample at the Rocky Mountain Cigar Fest that was in Denver, Colorado back in August. It's been sitting in my humidor ever since. So I virtually know nothing about it. I've never had one before, so this is going to be a little adventure. And about halfway through, when we go to our first review, I'll let you know how it's burning and whatnot. So for my pour, I'm actually again trying something new. So I picked up this bottle of Blood Oath. It is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey that's finished in añejo tequila barrels. So that's kind of unique, and it's a real neat presentation. Comes in this, I think it's a softwood pine box. You lift the top off, slide it out, bottle sits inside. Real neat, elegant labeling on it. So we're very excited. I had a little bit earlier. Jury's out on whether I enjoy it or not, but we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. And today's topic, we promise that we're going to keep this like Domino's Pizza, less than 30 minutes or less. So that's our goal today. So we're about 2 minutes in, and so we'll start from here. So today's topic is really when you walk into a cigar lounge, what do you like about cigar lounges, and what makes you stay? What are the things that you look for in cigar lounge? And I'll start with the sheriff here, and then I'll make my comment here. So go ahead, sheriff.
So right now I'm in one of my favorite cigar lounges. This is a covered patio outside the back door of my house. So behind me I got 12 acres of Rocky Mountain woods. Middle of Pikes Peak National Forest. But what I like about a cigar lounge, and the first thing that grabs me when I walk in, believe it or not, is the noise level. Yeah. I think a cigar lounge is a place where you need to go relax. Cigar smoking and bourbon to me is a hobby, as it is to most people. And if I wanted to go to a loud, everybody's watching World Cup hollering and screaming and drinks are being, I got a million different bars I could do that at. Yep. Okay. So the first thing that I notice when I walk into any cigar lounge is the noise level. Well, what is that? What does that look like, and how does that appeal to me?
Yeah, absolutely. I look for perspective. To your point, I like a place I can relax and not have to yell and shout. This place actually is very loud, but I did find a back room. So when you walk into Monte Cristo, the big open area when you first walk in is totally packed tonight. The Teamsters have a big conference here, so it's really packed. When I walked in, I've seen all the Teamsters polos, and I thought, oh, it's going to be packed. These are cigar people. These are salt of the earth Americans, So I'm like, wait, there's a little cutout behind the bar. I walk back here, and there's this beautiful room. As you can see here, it's really nice. It's still a little noisy, but a lot better than last time. Last time I was in front of the TVs in the front. that way, and
Mhm.
it was really loud. There's only a couple TVs here. What
Mhm.
I look for is really, to you, that ambiance. I like it to be dimly
Mhm.
lit like it is today. I like it to be fairly quiet. What I like about it is, at least the one where I live in Arizona, is the community. So I've got to know most of the people. Only been there like 4 times. I got to know most of the people that are regulars there. And believe it or not, there are people there
Mhm.
that spend 4 or 5 hours every day there. So,
Mhm.
retired pilots, a current pilot from Frontier, and then they have a 501c, which is really nice. So I like leather chairs.
Mhm.
I like the recliners. When I want a recliner, I like a table when I want to come in and do some work. And like today, I've got a small little table for two here, and I really like it. Music, not so big for me. I like to have a little sports on TV with the volume really low, just so something to watch. Like today, I've got the World Series on here. There's soccer going on there. I don't know what else is going on, but do you think a cigar lounge should be a sanctuary or more of a social club? What's your thoughts?
Um, so that's hard because I agree with both of those aspects. And my hometown lounge is Tooth and Bear, and I'll give them a plug every time I can. The the neat thing about that is you stay, downstairs on the lower level. There's a bar stools, a table. They're usually running sports on one of the channels from time to time. They do movie night. It might be like when Chuck Norris passed away. We did a Chuck Norris marathon down there.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you go upstairs, it's more like what I consider a lounge. So in my head, I see downstairs as a bar, upstairs as a lounge, overstuffed, padded leather recliners. There's a TV up there, but it's hardly ever used. That is the quiet place. That's part of the rules of the lounge. If you're going to go upstairs, it's for conversation. We're not tearing the place up and hollering and screaming. And they have a neat policy down there. One of the rules is you got to look at someone's ashtray. So they have black ashtrays and red ashtrays. And if you got a red ashtray and you're sitting over in the corner, that's a signal to everybody else. You just want to be left alone. You don't want to talk. We got guys that do their work, they do remote work on their computers. Some folks read books. There's a couple of guys that do kind of what we're doing here, but they have a book club. Um, so, you see a red ashtray, you leave that member alone and you just go about your business. So I don't ever use a red ashtray, but if I'm upstairs or anybody's upstairs, that's more or less the quiet area.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like that. I've been to
Mm-hmm.
Tooth and Bear, twice now? Well, twice in one weekend, I guess, for lack of better terms. But what I
Yeah.
like about your bar or your cigar
Mm-hmm.
lounge, it's really more of a lounge than a bar, but you bring your own. I like the
Mm-hmm.
fact that it's a community, right? You've got people that you know.
So surprisingly, what I noticed the first time I went in there, and I found them on the internet. I don't remember why I was looking, but it was a 60th birthday. That's I bought a membership to that club for as a present to myself.
You brought
But
it
when I
way in
went in,
advance,
I
so
had a
like
very long
10 to 12
discussion.
years in advance, right?
Yeah, yeah. So when I went in, I had a very long conversation with the owner, and what I didn't realize at first, and it took me a little bit, it was an interview. So what you can do at this lounge is you call ahead if you're not a member, and you can get a guest night,
Yeah.
and you can go in and buy a cigar, and they have um, house bottles down there. Now this is a BOYB, but the blood oath I'm drinking tonight, if I decide I don't like that, I'll take it down there and I'll put it like in the community rack, so that any member that comes in can pick off of that rack. So they are selective as to who joins the club. And surprisingly, I didn't realize this until I got to talking to people. Most of the members are either active duty military or vets. We have a bunch of members from the military intelligence community, special forces members, retired law enforcement, active duty law enforcement, firefighters. We've got some engineers, but I'd probably guess, and this is a wild guess, about 75% of the members are current or former law enforcement, military, firefighter, EMS. And that how that happened, I don't know. The owner himself isn't. He's just a cigar and bourbon aficionado that decided to open a cigar lounge.
We should have Jake on sometime and talk about. I know I asked him, how he named Tooth and Bear, and I'll hold that for him to explain. It's actually, it's kind of it was a nice thing for him to do, and it's a memory thing. So I don't want to spoil it. I'll let Jake bring that up.
It's got some personal roots to it, and that's his story to tell.
Yep, I'll let him tell that story. But yeah, it was great. As far as air circulation, that's really, really important. Ventilation, what we call the unsung hero, right? Nothing ruins a lounge. Like, I can't open my eyes. I can't breathe. To me, as a former cigarette smoker, 26 years ago was the last time I had a cigarette in my hand. Thank God I don't do that anymore. But there's times where I just get a hit of smoke and I just can't breathe. I just But in these areas like this place, you don't come smelling like you were sitting in a car with the windows up smoking a cigar. After about two or three, you might, but just having one, you're probably okay. So, yeah, I asked this place what they keep their humidity at, because I struggle to keep mine below 75%. I use airtight humidors. I use these plastic containers because I travel all the time. I don't have time to maintain humidity. They keep theirs roughly about 70 to 72% here at this cigar lounge. So I like that. They have all the brands. Yeah. However, here, because you're in Vegas, you're paying almost double what you would normally pay everywhere else. So, but hey, you're in Vegas. That's the deal. You think food is important at a cigar lounge?
No, I don't.
I don't either.
It's what restaurants are for. However, we do, owner Jake keeps, snacks on hand. You can do snacks and soda and water and all the rest of that. He keeps that on hand. But when I say snacks, candy bars, energy bars, M&Ms, that sort of thing. But we've got say this word right, plethora of local restaurants close by. A lot of them deliver or they're within walking distance. So a lot of guys do bring some dinner in. And then once a month, usually the last Saturday of every month, the lounge is what they call members night. And they'll usually bring in somebody from a cigar company, give a lecture, that sort of thing on, we had a cigar wrapping class there one time, and then they'll bring in food. It's kind of like a potluck thing. So there'll be a buffet in the back room downstairs, and everybody eats, and we enjoy visiting with the representative. Last time I want to say it was Drew Estates. I don't remember who did the tobacco or the cigar rolling class. I don't remember where he was from, but the Drew Estates guy pays us a lot to visit, and let's move on. I'll tell you about Steve Sock next segment or when the time comes.
Yeah, absolutely. And you think about things like the community brings veteran swapping stories. I know I met your special forces guy there, phenomenal guy. And I'm so grateful that he got his benefits. So he's got his VA stuff for all you veterans out there. Make sure you get that done. You don't get a lot of first time smokers at my lounge. There's no fee, but there's a lounge closer to my house that's more like sorry, waitress. I get full service here. You don't get that at my other lounge. But what I like about it is yours is fairly inexpensive, where the one closest to my house is like $5,000 a year, and that gives you 24/7 access. They got a special room for you. They got cabinets for you, but Do you have to rent your cabinets? I know you have a liquor cabinet there that you can keep
I do.
your stash. Is that
Yeah.
a fee?
Yeah. So I have a locker, and I'm not exactly sure how much it cost. But I can break it down this way here. Our club membership is $600 a year, and I pay 900 a year to have access to a locker down there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and
That's not bad.
this is more of a bourbon locker. They're not they're not humidity controlled. They're not sealed. These are just one of the members that we, one of the members that we have there, master woodworker. So he built in, a dozen lockers, little lockers, and not much bigger than gym lockers, but they're made out of wood. And I have a key. The owner has a key. We only have room for 3 bottles on the bar back. Everything else has to be kept. So a lot of those guys keep small humidors in the lockers too.
Yeah. I usually, when I go to my lounge, it depends on the day. I'll
Mm-hmm.
buy a cigar there, here and there. I usually bring
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of the Drew Estates, like I said, the Blackened in our last episode.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll
Yeah.
bring that occasionally. If every once in a while I'll bring an extra and I'll give it to Red, who's a retired pilot, and I'll say, hey man, check this out. I'll bring a couple little Woodfords. I travel every week, so I got these little Woodford nips. I'll bring 2, and I'll mix my own. And they don't.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have lockers. I'm still new there, so I haven't you researched it yet. But my next episode, I'm hoping our next episode will be hopefully together in Colorado. So hopefully I'll be able to
Yeah.
see you there, and we'll plug in these new mics that I got, and we'll give them a try. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I usually try to buy from them, but the place that I go to is really more of a social club. They have a business where they roll cigars, they wrap cigars, and they label cigars based on an event. So pretty cool stuff, and that's where his
Mm-hmm.
business is. I think he said he has a couple of hundred different resorts that he serves, plus weddings, births, all that stuff. Like our reunion, I think we're going to be able to get labels for our reunion, and we'll give them a big shout out for that. So some turnoffs that I find, if there's people on long phone calls, TVs blaring, poor ventilation, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to staff. When I talk to like Jake, you walk into his humidor and you say, hey, I need this. This is how I want. This is the taste I want. This is what I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
for. I want mild, or I want harsh. I want strong. Those things. And I like someone who can guide me on what they like too. So a lot of times, the bartend at Ambassador Cigars,
Mm-hmm.
I'll walk in and say, hey, show me something I've never done. And first thing he said, I'm going to ruin you.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, what do you mean you're going to ruin me? He says, well, here's the thing. When I show you cigars, you're never going to go back to cheap cigars, because he gave me like 3 or 4 cigars, and really high end cigars. So from now on, Anabay and some of these other ones, like, they're $40 a stick, where I like Padrones, under the $25 clip. I'll do an expensive one for an occasion, like if I bring my son-in-laws over, but for the most
Mm-hmm.
part, it's really more about talking story, experiences people have, like your community. That's the thing, where you've got a community of people who do woodwork, right? Who built your cabinets or your
Yep.
lockers for you.
Mm-hmm.
I was there for a potluck membership night, and luckily I got to be an honorary member for that night, or I don't know if I paid. I can't remember if I paid the 1 month.
I covered
Yeah.
I covered the membership for you. I think you got 3 more punches on your junior membership card.
And he did say that if I lived there, I'd be welcome. So that's a badge of honor for me. So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, I love the ambiance. I just love the ability to go see the same people and get to know people, because you travel all the time. I don't have a local presence in Arizona as much as when I wasn't traveling. It was in the military, in the guard.
Mm-hmm.
I knew everybody down there. I'd run into cops, in uniform on duty, and I'd, hey buddy, how you doing? But I don't have that as much, because Tuesday to Thursday I'm usually out of town, so like I am today.
Mm-hmm.
So but yeah, it's really nice. I love the fact that your Tooth and Bear has that balcony on top, and it's a small town
Yep.
feel. And when you live in a
Mm-hmm.
big metropolis like Phoenix or even Vegas, you don't have that small town feel, and that's That's what I think we're all
Yeah.
searching for, is that petticoat junction, kind of thing. Although that was a little
Yeah.
corny for,
And
you know.
that's, that's one of the good things. Just to kind of comment on some of the comments that you made. Jake, the owner, is really good, but he is so knowledgeable. You know, I could have walked in, with this wildfire,
Fire.
knowing nothing about it. It's like, hey, Jake, you know anything about this? And he'll just spit out all the specs. He'll know where it came from. I'm surprised he doesn't know the person that rolled it. That man is
Yeah,
beyond knowledgeable.
yeah, absolutely.
And one of the things, you're talking about community. Um, those guys are some huggers, man. That's one of the first things that happen. You walk in the members entrance in the back,
Yeah.
and Nick, the bartender, I mean, it'll take you 5 minutes to find a seat because you gotta like I said, there's a hug and how the hell you doing, and as soon as you get there, man. So it's a lot of camaraderie there.
Yeah,
So
that's not a bad thing. I think that's a good thing.
mhm,
We miss that as we get older. Friends like I live in Arizona, you live in Colorado, and the Colonel lives in Michigan. And we're gonna
mhm,
we got some other folks we're gonna bring on that all walks of life. We got a farmer, we've got a guy that works for Ford, we got me, I'm in
mhm,
the tech industry. We got you, retired police chief. We've got so many different walks of life, and that
mhm.
diversity is really, really important. So
Yeah.
so for the people watching, in the comments, put what makes you go to a cigar lounge. What are the things
Mhm.
that get you the stickiness, as we call it in business, to go back and be a loyal customer? So I really, really like it. So Sheriff, why don't we do a cigar review, since you've had about maybe not even a quarter of that, maybe a tenth of it already bitten.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, pretty good. So it's very dark, actually stronger than I would have expected. Um, uh, and so it's smooth. It's just a little bit on the potent side. I'm really enjoying it. I think I read online, and we talked about this before we started recording. They call it what, a pepper bomb?
not a pepper
I'm
bomb.
not tasting a lot of.
Yeah, it said it
Okay,
wasn't. It says
so
good, strong flavor without the pepper. You know.
okay, so I got a hint of pepper. Uh, Tasting any other flavors or notes. Right now, it's slightly peppery, a little on the strong side for something as small as it is.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's a Maduro, but don't quote me on that. It doesn't say anywhere on the label. Like I said, I got it free as part of a goodies haul up at Rocky Mountain Cigar Fest. So
And maybe
um,
you can help me
I'm
with this.
enjoying it.
When I smoke my cigars, I don't always get that
Yeah.
even burn. See that? And that's a pet peeve of
Well,
mine. I don't have a
so
lighter to burn it, so you know.
what I do, and this is something I learned at the lounge because I didn't know this prior, is I and this works really good with square press cigars because
Hmm.
you can define a top, bottom, inhale
Uh-huh.
all a quarter of the way. So I don't keep the same, like say for instance, there's the label with the main logo on it. Don't keep that up all the time. So I'll
Yeah.
take a puff on it and then I'll roll it and take another puff and I'll roll it. And it seems that happens, what you're experiencing right now, that happens to me a lot when I forget to roll it.
Yeah, and usually I
So,
burn that off. So I don't have a torch with me because,
yeah.
again, I'm traveling via air. And again, like
Hmm.
I said in episode 1, I'm not allowed to bring a torch. It's
Hmm.
against FAA regulation. So how's your bourbon? What's your thoughts on your bourbon?
Okay, so the bourbon. I'm looking at the bottom of the right now. It says 98.6 proof. It's got some heat to it. Um, I'll I like it. I did not think it would be as hot as it is. But right now, um, jury's still out, but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
So
My cigar is really good, except for my ability not to have a torch. So I end up with this, but it's got a really good strong taste. This is a Toro.
mhm.
I'm smoking a Toro. Usually I go to Maduro, the 5, a little smaller than this. Just,
Yeah.
I forgot the size. And again, I'm not the best at
I think they're like
statistics.
5x50.
Right. Yep. But this one's really good. It's got a good strong taste. It's not overly pepper. This is Reserva Real. It's from the Nicaraguan line. I can't speak today, but they call it their size. Although this is a Toro, as Profundo is what they call it, and it's part of the Romeo Juliet family. It's actually really good. It was I think I spent $24 for the cigar. It's probably more like a $15 cigar if you go to a local shop or you buy online. So, and for you veterans out there, you go to Cigars International, Thompson Cigars. They give you a discount, 10% discount plus free shipping. So for you, Sheriff, that would be one thing you might want to check out if you're buying in bulk. You know, I always buy in bulk though.
Mm-hmm. I've tried that, and a lot of times, because I'm not retired, I don't have that fancy little card that you have. I could just flash everywhere I go. So, and it's kind of hard. You know, I've got a picture of my DV214, you know, on my phone, and some places will accept that, others won't.
Yeah,
So
I'll
I
help you
don't
with
usually ask. Yeah, I don't. Well, see, I have heard that you can get a veteran's ID card. That I've never seen one. I've heard about it. Last time I went to check it out, it's digital. They're not actually shipping out a physical card that you can put in your wallet, like a driver's license or something like that.
True.
It's a digital card. So never took the time to apply for it, but I'd rather have a physical card in my hand than another thing on my phone.
Yeah. So for those of you watching our podcast, you know, please feel free to put what makes you stick to a cigar lounge, what your favorite pairing is, your favorite cigar, your favorite bourbon. I'll post that in mine too. I've got several different ones that I really like. I always stick to Eagle Rare. I'm a big Eagle Rare fan. I think it's terribly underpriced. Don't tell Buffalo Trace that, but it's a 10-year bourbon. It's really good, and I know you have a 12-year, which I'm hoping to be able to get a little swig of that someday. And I'm
gonna save some for you.
Oh, thank you.
Matters. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Good.
Well, I was gonna say, you know, I stumbled upon that 12-year Eagle Rare, got the bottle, and then took it down to the lounge. It's down there now. Everybody's telling me how much better it is than the 10, but I couldn't tell the difference because I have the 10 up here at the house, and I've got the 12 down there at the lounge. So what I did was I took an open bottle of 10-year down with me last Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Gave it to Nick, the bartender, had him do 2 pours side by side. I turned around, he mixed them up, and I told him, I said, I want you to remember which one's which. And I sat there and drank the 2 pours side by side. And when it push came to shove, I preferred the 10-year over the 12-year, which is supposedly unheard of.
Nice.
Nobody prefers the 10 over the 12.
Yeah, you know, and I thought about doing that because my kids got me a bourbon sampler. Every month I get like 3 little blind shots, and each one had a card, and you drink them and you rate them. And maybe when we meet again in South Dakota, maybe we can do that. We'll bring in a few other folks that are light cigar aficionados. We'll pop up 3 little Dixie. We'll get those little red Solo Cup shot glasses, and we'll just sip it, and we'll number them on the bottom. And you know, I'll let our wives do that, and we'll take a taste test, see what we like the best. It's surprising. You think, oh my God, Pappy Van Winkle or Bullet. You know, or Elijah Craig special edition, or Weller, you'd be surprised. Just like with wine, it's not the price; it's really your palate, right? So that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, yeah. Something non-cigar related here, real quick. So, up here in Colorado, it's baby bear season. All right.
Yeah.
And we have had a mother that had triplets that have been hanging around the property. So while I'm talking to you, if you see something big and hairy, pop up over that little fence behind me, let me know,
Harry
because
than the
it's
guy
a
I'm
real
talking
good
to, right?
chance. Hairier than the guy you're talking to. So, yeah, I'll when we're done, man, I can send you some video. I don't think you can see it, but see that column right there?
Yeah.
I have a game camera just on the other side of it, and I got picture of Mama Bear, some video. I mean, they've come right up to this gate here. Into this, we've had videos of bears right here where I'm sitting. You can't see there's a glass sliding door that goes into what we call a family room or a game room. So there's a real good chance in one of these episodes you might see a bear pop over that fence behind me. Let me know, okay?
I will do. And if you send those, I'll weave them into this into our, or maybe do a shorts on it, short, like I've been doing the bourbon checks. So anyway, we're at time here. As we promised, we wouldn't go beyond 30 minutes. And so this concludes our episode, but I hope everybody enjoys what we're talking about. This is just us having a little side hobby. It's really about our friend that's not up to speed right now in health. When he comes back, you'll like him because he's perfect for this, and this was his idea, and we decided to roll with it. But we're waiting for him. We're praying for him. Please say a prayer for our colonel. Never been a colonel, but our colonel. And with that, please put in the comments. Help us make this better. We want to make this for everybody. This is just us having a little fun. I travel all the time. I want to try different cigar bars and cigar lounges, but there's a Monte Cristo at the Planet Hollywood. There's one here at Caesar's Palace. The only difference is that it's 107 degrees outside. So how far do I want to walk? I don't want to walk Planet Hollywood at 107. I'm going down the escalator going, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm in a sun lamp. It's just like burning on you. And I know you get that at your 9,300 foot elevation where you're at. I think I just seen a bird fly by. Did you see that? Behind you.
I was thinking about nine. Yeah. No, that was a moth that flew in between me and the camera.
Oh, it looked like a bird.
I ain't afraid of bears either, unless they're right behind me. So, so I also live smack dab in the middle of Bigfoot country. This is the Bigfoot hotspot for all those sightings in Colorado, right here.
Well, for you at 6'7", I'm pretty sure that Bigfoot be like, well, wait a minute, I got competition here.
Well, anyways, so final thoughts. This Wildfire Taurus, or however it's pronounced, recommended. The Blood Oath, jury's still out on it. I'm not sure I like it or not. So,
and for those of you watching, what's your comments on the Blood Oath and Eagle Rare and the cigars that we picked today? But this concludes our episode, and I think next week, Tuesday, we're going to meet somewhere, and we're going to jointly be at the same place at the same time. We'll pick our pick. We'll probably do the same cigar and the same bourbons and just do our own comparison, what we thought of each. But thank you, everybody, and this concludes our episode, and have a great week. And